Yeah, but the videos of people. So yeah, we're on. But the people from China tipping over, and then it's like all of the nonsense that happened from there. There was like a string of events that led to that point.
Yeah.
So then, like TikTok then blew up, right? We sort of like started recording halfway through a conversation, but we're talking about TikTok and a few other things. But man, the world had changed when TikTok came into it.
Definitely.
I know guys older than me that use TikTok. I'm like, I've never downloaded it.
Yeah.
And some people say it's good for business and it helps.
It's really good for business, but it depends, bro. Either you can use the app or you can let the app use you. A lot of young people in this generation, bro, they're looking for that instant fix, bro. You know what I mean? Their attention span's that short that, you know, they've just been programmed to scroll. When you have nothing to do, bro, it's so convenient to just pull out your phone, watch a couple TikToks. It's just used to waste time, bro. And that's why it's like either you can be consumed by it, bro, and let it to take over you, or you can use it wisely and use it to your advantage and see it as a money-making machine, bro. You know what I mean? It just depends, bro. It's like everything in this world. You either use it or let it use you.
I think there's just so many distractions now.
Yes.
Like before it was like Facebook, right? Or even back MySpace. And then, or Bebo, right? Bebo. I think Western Sydney had Bebo, and then Australia had MySpace. But yeah, those who know Bebo, right? But it was like Bebo and MySpace, where it was, you know, you had music on your page, photos of yourself, trying to pick up girls, whatever, and you're 16.
Yeah.
And then it transitioned into Facebook, which is then transitioned into Instagram, which transitioned into Snapchat, then Twitter. And then, or Twitter was sort of in there all the time.
Now it's like we have to have all of them.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Like, I find myself sometimes, I'm like checking each one, like the Twitter, the Instagram, the LinkedIn, the Snapchat.
Yeah, bro. Bro, it's intense.
It is. It's a lot. You like add hours to your day.
Bro, your whole day is getting fucking...
Get a bit closer to the
Your whole day is getting programmed subconsciously, bro. You know, all these notifications you see, you'd be at it, be doing your work, you're deep into it. All of a sudden you get this random notification from Twitter. Someone posted something. You don't even give a fuck. But all day, bro, that's just like a reoccurring thing in your brain.
I had to turn all the notifications off. I had to turn WhatsApp off because it was like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And even like... Because then, like, a video gets going around, or like something, you know, goes. And you're like, well,
you know about it, bro. WhatsApp, all the boys forward messages to each other straight away off the.
What do you mean? I find out about stuff on WhatsApp before the news.
Yeah, definitely. I know.
Like,
how
honestly, it's you know the shark attack, dude.
Yes.
I saw the video like 2 hours before it was on the news.
Wow.
Literally, it was like that day in the morning. There was 2 or 3 videos. It wasn't like close of the guy, but you could see the shark in the water and blood and all that. And then you could see something drifting in the water. People going, fuck, and all that.
Bro, you know what? You find all that on TikTok as well, straight away.
Really?
Now. Yeah, that's the new thing. You know what I mean?
But that's the other thing, right? Our phones have given everyone we know our whereabouts at all the time, all times, or what we like to do. You know, there's no mystery anymore with people. You meet a chick or you see a girl or whatever, social media just tells you enough about them, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy how back in the day, growing up, you would meet someone and you'd have to actually do what we're doing and talk to them, sit down with them and have a good old conversation and get to know them, right? Or you'd meet her through a mate or whatever, because now it's all different. It's a changed environment. Like we've moved to a very digital world. We're moving, and we've moved very quickly too, man.
It's going pretty quick, man.
Bro.
And you know what? The sad thing is because I personally remember getting Facebook when I was about 14 or 15.
That was probably...
I started with this thing called like Ask FM and all this stuff. You get to ask your mates questions. You know, slowly. And then you get onto Facebook and then you can just start adding people, bro. You know, you meet someone at a party once, you go add them, you see like mutual mates, and then, you know, you just keep expanding your networking all on social media because you might have encountered them once or twice, you know what I mean?
100%. But do you remember what Facebook was? It was like, you post on your, say for example, I posted on your page, hey Mick, what are you doing tonight?
You know what I mean? Yeah, he's feeling shit or something like that.
But you would like talk to each other on your page.
Yes, that's right.
The whole comment's like, oh, you want to come over? Yeah, cuz, all right, come over.
Everyone can see it.
It was weird, right? It was different, like dynamic. But you know, your network did grow a lot because, man, at the time, I worked at Roxy for a year and a bit.
Yeah.
And I had this my Facebook blew up at Roxy because it was just like boom, boom, boom. Like every Friday and Sunday I was at Roxy, man, working. So people were just, but it was like this guy knew this guy, then this guy, and then these guys are coming up to you at the door, hey bro, can you know, and you'll remember them because it's there. And then the web just gets bigger and bigger, man.
Okay.
It's only recently, like, because when me and my wife were dating, I would hate going to Para. I'd hate it. Because you would just see like so many people that used to go to Roxy, guys and girls. Yeah. Like, oh, hey, Ben. I was like,
shut up.
It's like, oh, who's that, Ben? Like, oh, you know, you should never ask who the guys were. It was always the girls, you know?
Yeah.
But it was a different world, bro. Like the art of conversation it's losing itself, man. Like people aren't conversating anymore because our phones are doing the talking.
Yes, I've realized that as well, bro. And even out in public, you've realized a lot of people now have like social anxiety, bro. Because they don't know how to actually have a human interaction, bro.
That's right.
It's all online, and then guys might mask how they feel, the girls might mask how they feel, and they're going and they're kind of faking it, and nothing is really flowing and mutual because they haven't really encountered it, bro.
That like really learning about someone by sitting down and talking to them and just spending good time with them. Yeah. It's not as easy. And if you were trying to date during the pandemic, I can only imagine how difficult it must be. Like if you imagine you were dating a girl, because there were some restrictions where you couldn't even go visit them at a certain point, right? You couldn't see each other. If there was LGA like crossovers or whatever. Yeah. And I could only imagine like if you were trying to hit it off with this chick and you were getting to know her and then boom, sorry, can't see her.
Yeah, that's right.
And you got to try and talk and then she's doing what everybody else is doing. And then you're sort of getting lost into the mix of all the abyss of the internet. Because the internet's just an abyss. Yeah. It's a never-ending, infinite, growing, like, motherfucker. Because
what else is there?
Everything is on Instagram. Like, bro, you can buy... Instagram has a shop feature, right? Yeah. I didn't only work this out recently. Because I never... The buttons at the bottom...
Facebook, Google, and, like, Instagram, they all have, like, shop... Like,
because I would go on and I'd go, like, the home bar and the search bar and then my profile thing or the likes or whatever. And then there's this random little symbol. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And there's like people selling t-shirts. I'm like, what?
They're so shit on
this is weird, man. Yeah, because people used to put like photos of the leaves on the trees and shit, you know, and like hashtag autumn.
That's why, bro. Honestly, there hasn't been a better time to start a business.
Yeah, definitely, right.
Honestly, like this is so good for entrepreneurs, bro. Yeah, and if you utilize it properly, bro. It's limitless, bro. It's limitless, bro. You can start a business, bro, and just throw some money on some ads, some sponsored ads, bro. Automatically has a target audience, definitely, and all this type of stuff. Does all the advertising for you, and then you just have platforms, bro. And then it's so easy to just hyperlink Facebook, Snapchat, it all up, TikTok, Instagram. So that way, it's like thriving in all possible ways, bro. You know what I mean? You're heavily influenced in the social media world, bro.
Correct.
And you learn about things from the social media world. Very rarely now these days do you drive around and have to find someone's truck on the road or see a billboard or something like that.
Yeah. Or it's like people have a sign on their car, like need a plumber. And it's like,
all that it is now, bro, is just all through influence on social media.
That's so true, man. Yeah. Because it's really opened up the way we do things. Because it used to be... Social media is a weird term, but it used to just be a place where you would go to see photos of your mates, right?
Yes.
Or talk shit with your mates or share, whatever. Like, it was just a random nothingness of just images. And a lot of them, obviously, you'd put your photos up. Some people like to take nice photos and put them up and like they're in that photography thing, or some people train at the time, but it was just a random thing.
Yeah. Photo dump. It was a big photo dump.
100%.
Just comment and, you give some other people some appreciation. Keep in touch with some guys.
Yeah.
It's an excuse to interact.
Correct. That's a good, and you know what? It's nice if you have people overseas as well. Like you can see what they're doing. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
And then it sort of changed into this, like it's everything. Like even my business, my email signature has an Instagram and a LinkedIn link and like a Facebook link as well, actually, for our company. Yeah. Everything goes back to social media because if you want to look up a company, you're not going to
Google it anymore.
You could Google it, but you're not going to look at the website. You can look at their Facebook page, right? Or their Instagram page, depending on the business. If it's a beauty salon, you're going straight on the Instagram page. If it's a gym, you're going straight on the Instagram page. If it's...
You get to see visuals of what they have to offer.
Correct.
Bro. And I don't know. It's very strange, bro. It is strange.
It is, bro. It's changed because... I've spoken about this to other people before. Like, you never used to know where anyone was. It was a very big mystery where everybody was until those big, those massive phones came out and the little ones started coming out. Yeah. But those brick phones and the only thing where you could do is call and text. That was all you could do. You couldn't see someone. You call the house phone. Hey man, is Billy home? No, okay. Ride over to your mate's house on your bike and do all the things.
His bike's outside. Oh yeah, he's down there.
100%. Yeah, 100%. That was this mystery. And you'd go. Do you remember when you were young? Did your parents ever used to put like a leaf in the door when they'd go and someone wasn't home?
Yeah. Or they go lift up their the car wiper on the windows. And
imagine that person coming home would have to call everyone that they know. Go, hey bro, did you come over? Nah. Did you come over? Was it you that put the leaf? Yeah, you cocksucker. Write a note next time.
You went to dinner without inviting me?
Yeah, or fucking just write a note next time, So I know, I don't like, it's funny how it changed. And then obviously the phone and the technology, we were always going to evolve into some sort of communication device because they had that weird radio thing with the fucking, the speaker on the phone and you talk like this. Remember back you ever seen the old school phones? where they pick up a receiver and put it to their ear and they hold that stick. It was that was like back way when. But now what we're doing is insane. It's on a different level. You know, like I'd attribute probably a lot of people get divorced because of social media.
Yeah.
A lot of people will lose their jobs because of social media.
And the saddest thing is it's all an illusion, bro.
Yes.
And it's conditioned people's brains to idolize a certain lifestyle and to feel a certain way.
Yep.
And that's why it's like it's very important for you to work on yourself in this day and age and not worry about social media, because what you can do, bro, is social media is basically just a fake front that you show the world. It's what you can be anyone you want by faking it online, bro.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people create this false standard, this false illusion of themselves, trying to paint a perfect picture, you know, and just and they in real life they then feel this need of like not matching who they want to be. So then there's this big anxiety that's struck on them, you know what I mean? Because it's all false, bro. Like so many guys and women are just self-conscious, bro, about themselves, and they see that all these celebrities, everyone else is like looking good. Oh, this is how you're supposed to look, because they look at the likes and they're like, oh, everyone validates them. How do I get validated?
Yeah, it's validation.
It's validation, bro.
It is, man. It's like you strive for something that isn't real. It's this thing of like, and you never see people putting photos of themselves miserable. And when they do, like you ever see a video of someone crying about something? There's this video of this chick. She's holding her pet python and it's dead, and she's crying. Like she's like, ah! She's crying.
Okay.
But she would have had to have set up her phone and then started crying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that? It's
unless
just
they got like a mate recording them, but like nah.
But why would you pull out your phone when someone's crying?
That's
you know what I
right,
mean? It's weird.
It's weird.
It's led to that, and some people would actually watch that and believe that this girl is really upset about her python. She might be really upset. Who knows? But the fact that it had to be orchestrated, something had to happen in advance. You're not a fucking show, and people aren't just always recording you. Like you had to set this up.
That's right, bro.
So we're portraying images and things that a lot of these things also are very personal, because as time goes on, right? We're men. We can talk about this. The amount of asses and tits that are on Instagram now, it's almost like there's just the vagina and the nipples that aren't being shown anymore. Yeah. Everything else is. Now, as men, it's like, mad, right? But in reality, it's very, very bad for us.
Yes, that's
it's
right.
Very bad for us.
Definitely.
Terrible. And it's like we are showing things that we would never usually show anyone, particularly a stranger. And like you think about a woman who's putting herself out online, who's like got a million followers, and all you can see are things covering her nipples and her vagina.
Yeah.
That's things that you do in an intimate place once upon a time. But as time progressed, that turned into profit. Yeah. You know, like to remember growing up.
OnlyFans and stuff.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say.
It's pretty intense, bro. Like, I personally didn't know too much about it. But I've heard that, like, it's just like a subscription of posting, nudity and stuff like that. But like, it's like
an Instagram
starting
for porno
at such a young age, bro. It's like, it's an easy way out to make a quick dollar, but at what cost? You know what I mean? You're only selling your morality.
Correct.
They're so young that they don't actually understand the consequences of their actions. Yep. And a lot of them, bro, grew up with trauma and have damage, and they can look at as maybe in their eyes, they feel it's a need to make some money. Like, I'm a hustler, I can hustle. Like, it's quick and easy and it's
that's
instant,
the analogy,
bro.
But that's that Cardi B mentality where like hustle, strip, and then become a rapper, and then you become famous. It's not real. It's like, if anything, it's damaging their whole body, their whole concept of life, because when you're doing things in an intimate level, remember like when you were young, to grab a titty, how big of a deal it was? You know what I mean? Fuck, grab the tits,
100%.
Like, I know I'm talking a bit more like open now, but that was a big milestone.
Yes.
Whereas now it's almost like, or even when you saw like a nudie mag, you know what I mean? Oh, you got a nudie mag, it's now like you just have to open up your phone.
The exposure is ridiculous. It's so easy to attain all these
100%.
things. You know what I mean? Back in the days when you're younger, you have to be... Sorry, let me shut some water, bro.
Different guy just came on. I should introduce you, by the way. I haven't introduced you. This is Maverick Mick.
How are you guys?
Maverick Mick Awad.
Yeah, Maverick.
Mick is... Man, you're a man of pretty much everything, right? You've been through a lot. This is why we're talking. But yeah, look... we've sort of known each other through a few certain circles, and then, bro, like we've been. Really,
it's good. It's good to meet you.
It is awesome. Likewise, man. Likewise. Good. But anyways, back to this. The OnlyFans and the way that women are portraying themselves and what it's doing to young men is it's making that whole concept of having that partner when you get married a thing of the past. Now, I'm not speaking for someone that was like celibate my whole life. I can't. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But if I look back and think what was important and what is important as a young man, like we're talking from, 14 as you at your prime, starting to develop yourself, who you are, high school, mates, boys, you really form some strong bonds at that age,
Definitely, 100%.
Because I remember from personal experience that some of my good friends, I developed relationships at that age where I became really like lifelong friends with them, because you experience a lot of different things at that age.
It's a vulnerable state, bro. It is. It's
very really vulnerable
because you're going through change yourself.
Yes.
So you're going through all these new experiences that you've never had for a while. Because obviously that's, your adolescence when you're going through puberty and stuff. So you're just exposed to so much more things. It's an intense time of your life of transitioning and change.
Yes.
So all these new experiences they can heighten and enhance, your moods. Yeah. You just...
But we didn't have like a screen in front of us 24/7 either. So as boys, like I just remember always being outside when I was young. It was really like spend most of my time outside, whether I was playing games or sports or running a muck or doing something stupid. It was one of those things all the time. And a lot of the time I spent was playing sport.
Definitely, 100%.
Bro, it was like cricket in summer, footy in winter.
You go swimming at the beach with the boys, go down to the pools. And
every Saturday,
you go play some footy.
Go to Manly, jump on the train and the ferry, man, make a day. All the time, bro.
Very active, always doing something, bro.
Always doing something.
And I feel like that's where this generation is lacking, bro. And that's so sad to me because I remember those years were some of the best years of my life where you build friendships and you're slowly transitioning into becoming a man. So you gain this sense of independence.
Yeah.
And you have to take a bit of control over your life, man.
Yeah.
And you have to have that responsibility.
100%.
So then, you're experiencing new things. You're going out with your mates, catching a ferry down together and, you're enjoying it together. You go down to the beach and then, there's people of the opposite sex or whatever it is, if you're into guys, into girls.
Yeah.
But, you just communicate with them, bro.
Definitely.
And
it's all about how and then you get to like, even doing things that were not right. Like I used to go at school with my mates, we'd go and try and sneak out, and smoke a cigarette, You're doing dumb shit like that. And you get up to mischief too, but the mischief then was very different to the mischief now. Yeah. And like, I guess for me anyway, but what I learned and how I developed into a man was the experiences. And it was a lot of experiences, man. Particularly like a lot through sport. You learn a lot of lessons in sport.
Yeah.
Playing rugby league or even playing cricket. I played soccer. And it was like in school and out school, out of school as well. Like I love it, man. It was just always onto it.
It was good, man. You build like a bit of a friendship with everyone, bro.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's intense because, bro, if you work together, you become very vulnerable. You're training together. You're building a new relationship with others, and you actually build this like brotherly bond, bro.
Yeah.
And you just build this love for each other because you realize that as part of the team, you all are on the same journey. You all want to win. You know what I mean? So you look out for each other.
Yeah, bro. And then when adversity hits, like you if you win as a team, you lose as a team. But then also, just being able to like get familiar with each other and get into that zone, bro. Like now it's almost, I always talk about the phone because like I know how much I use my phone. We all do, right? We can't help it now. You don't go to the bank anymore to check your balance. You just check your phone.
That's it. Yeah.
You can even pull out money from your phone, like a cashless withdrawal, Everything has changed.
Uber Eats, everything.
Uber Eats, real estate. There was a time where a laptop used to be the one thing or a computer where you'd get everything,
Yeah.
And then the phones, when they first came out, they were tiny, right? They were like, that big?
Yeah, they were small. I remember them.
They were like that, like the iPhone 3 was
the
like
real
that.
thick and the oval base.
Yes, bro. And they weren't very they were just very basic, but they were a new technology. Like, it's a flat touch screen.
I remember playing like Fruit Ninja and stuff on it.
Yeah, Fruit Ninja. I love
Temple
Fruit Ninja.
Run, bro. That's
Temple Run,
it was
yes.
at.
Temple Run and Fruit Ninja. But they were very small and not pretty, and they evolved. Yeah. And they're slimline, and they do this and they do that. And then Samsung's got that one, that flip phone. Have you seen that phone?
What is
the
it?
Fold, the fold phone?
iPhone case thing?
No. The fucking phone opens like this.
It's an Android.
Yeah, no, the Android. It's like this, closed, and it opens like this.
Okay.
It's got a multi-screen.
Oh wow,
it's insane.
Is it detachable?
No.
Okay.
No. But you can use it halfway.
Okay.
And then if you want to open up and watch something, you can watch it. Like I went to.
Oh wow, that's intense.
It's really.
It's like an iPad.
It's weird.
Double.
It's like I think it's like $3,000 for the phone.
Wow.
It's full on, man. But it opens up pretty much like that. It's like that big. So you've got this big screen. So it's pretty good if you're going on a flight or something and you want to watch films or something.
But then what's the point of having an iPad? It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I still...
Bro, there's so many things. There's just so many things.
I know.
Don't forget your AirPods back because you need to watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And even Apple Watch, just in case you want to check out your heart's going.
No. Man, I know so many people that have Apple... I was never forget. I was actually away with my mate.
Yeah.
Camping. And he has an Apple Watch. and his phone would ring, and then his watch would ring, and he's going, hello, and he's trying to, and he can talk through the watch thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he's like, yeah, cuz. Yeah. I'm like, bro, just pick up the phone.
Yeah, hard.
Like, why do you need to get notified on 1,300 devices that someone's trying to call you?
Bro, I had an Apple Watch actually, and I think I went to the gym one day.
Yeah.
And I must have taken it off because it was a bit too tight. I was just doing my head.
Yeah.
And I ended up losing it. So it was probably 2 days after I got it, I lost it, and I felt like,
whatever.
It didn't even faze me, but I'm like, it's just another piece of object.
It is, eh?
Yeah.
I even did a Fitbit. Because I have this watch because it counts my steps, right? I want to know my steps. Apparently, like, anyways, long story.
Bro, it used to be a thing where, like, you show off your steps and that.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You get validated.
I know, exactly. But I want to know that I'm doing 10, 15,000 a day. That's good. I want to stay active, right? Because my job is literally sit behind a desk all day. So I sack the chair and I've got a stand-up desk. So I'm literally by default now, I'm mobile all the time. So I'm not just sitting there, or like if I get tired, I have to remember I'm standing, and it's very different. So I'm more active now that I'm standing. No more back pain. Everything's awesome. Stand-up desk. But yeah, I used to like to know, and it would then I linked up my phone to it, and it was only like this wide. It was like 2 or 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters wide.
Okay.
And you'd get a message, and it would go this way along the thing, and you'd be reading. It's like, oh yeah, from John. Yeah, okay. And it's like taking 14 hours. I'm like, what am I doing? Just
what are you doing?
Throw
Just
it
pick
out.
up the phone. Yeah.
Pick up the phone. Yeah. But bro, like, your business and how you did how you're doing what you're doing. Because I know you've started to really grow, man. Like the growth that you're experiencing through a lot of gyms. You've got a couple of paraplayers I've seen as well.
Yeah. So we actually sponsor for one of the guys. He's currently it's number 4 jersey.
Yeah.
So we got Wonga Blake at the moment.
Oh, Wonga Blake's your sponsor.
He's the player sponsor. But I think they've switched it up because I think Sean Russell got injured, so they got to put him in the wing.
Yeah.
And then we got Tom Opacic. So he's pretty decent. So
good on you, man.
It's good exposure.
No, because it's huge, right? Because you're like just a local guy that just fucking grew.
Yeah, man. So
been hustling for how many years?
It's pretty huge, man. So I've pretty much been doing. I started off like being a carpenter. So
you're a chippy.
Yeah. So I'm a chippy.
No way.
Yeah. So I grew up and just ended up doing carpentry.
Yeah.
I moved on, done some building.
Yep.
And it was just among that time where I just felt like it was time for change. It was time for something new.
And I guess it wasn't something that you loved, right?
I grew a resentment towards it. I mean, at the start, I feel like when you're fresh out of school, you're a bit confused. You don't really know what you want to do, type of thing,
bro.
Because it's an intense moment. Because at the time, you're not thinking that you're gonna switch and change what you're gonna do. You kind of just feel like, all right, I get one shot. This is what I have to do, type of thing.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like you got one shot to go to uni, or your life's fucked, Ben.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I have to go to uni.
You have to, and you don't know what to do, and you just have this pressure from everything around you. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yes,
I don't
bro.
know.
Yes.
I don't know. And we're so
Did
young.
you know? Like, did you in your head? You're like, I'm going to be a builder when you finish school.
You know what? I think just following the social norm.
What every Arab was doing, right?
Yeah, man. It's all we're exposed to. Like my father's a plumber, my uncle's electricians, my cousins are electricians.
Okay. Yeah.
There's builders and plumbers and all these other tradies. And it's just so normal, bro. It's like, all right, what are you going to do? Are you going to go study construction management in uni? Or are you going to go do a trade? There's no other options, bro. There's none.
No, you can't be in sales. You can't. No, it's either one of the two. You're right, man, because our community is heavily based on those trades and that industry, man. I remember when I was finishing school, I'm like, what the fuck do I want to do with myself?
Yeah.
My cousin was working for some guy in demolition. I was working during my HSL. I was working, and I actually signed up for my builder's license at TAFE while I was in school because it was exactly the same thing. I watched my older cousins do it. They were in the trade. They were doing all right.
Yeah.
They're making some money. They're enjoying what they're doing. Like, building's pretty fun, right?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Because I enjoy working with my hands.
Yes.
I'm limited to what I know and what I can do, but what I can, I love it. It's really enjoyable, and it's quite satisfying too. You can achieve it. You build a nice frame. You're like, fuck, look, I did that.
Yeah, it looks good, bro.
It's
You're
awesome.
just like, I made that from scratch, bro. It's a rewarding feeling,
bro.
100%.
And you do a lot of time, man. It's hard being an apprentice and studying and learning and then applying in the field and getting better, and it's a lot. But I had the similar click. I'm like, fuck, I'm not enjoying this, man. I just wasn't inside of me. Something wasn't enjoying. But so you went on had a similar journey through the construction side.
I actually had an early acceptance into uni, and
wow,
this is a bit of a funny story. This is actually quite funny.
Yeah,
Not really. It was quite sad at the time, but looking back on it, I laugh. I had an early acceptance into university. I was doing I was going to do construction management, and I remember, bro, just on the way to uni. It was my first day. My first day, wow. I was late. I was like, fuck. I got up, I was scared. I was like, fuck, I'm late. I'm on the way. There's traffic all down Parramatta. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I see a sign that says no right turn right from a certain hour to a certain hour.
Yeah.
I didn't even bother reading. I'm like, yeah, I'll make it. It's fine. Turn right. It was like 3 highway patrols in that street waiting. I'm like, fuck, here we go, bro. Put up. And then I'm like, oh, shit. Put up in the car spot, just jumped out, pretending I was on the phone, going for a little stroll. Mate, I'm up. He goes, come, let me show you something. He goes, firstly, you disobeyed traffic sign. And secondly, look where you parked. I looked up and goes, police officers only. And I'm like, oh, come shit. On. And then, mind you, so at the time, my car wouldn't reverse. The gearbox was fully fucked. Oh,
no.
So the transmission wouldn't work. So every time I'd put it in reverse, it'd be like it's in neutral. So just rev on the spot. I got all these highway patrols just staring at me. And I'm like, whoa. I had to call a tow truck with my remaining $60 in my account or whatever it was. And I spent my last cent hiring a tow truck to tow my car from that spot. And then that honestly is what changed my life, because after that I drove off to my cousins. I didn't even bother going to uni. I just went to my cousins and I think I numbed myself. I think I smoked a joint with him and I was just like, bro, fuck this, I'm over my life. Because this was this is quite a low stage in my life, because at the time,
what, you would have been like, what, 18 or something?
Yeah, so I was fresh out of school. Out of school, and I feel like that was always the plan. I kind of pushed, because I think it was uni started in March. And this was like January, just those few months after we finished school.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it, bro, you know what I mean? But then I always pushed it forward, saying, I'll go do construction management. I'll do construction management when it comes. I don't care. I'm just enjoying myself, bro. I'm out of school.
Yeah, the feeling,
you know what
right?
I mean? That's the best feeling.
That freedom, it's like the shackles are off.
Yeah. So then you kind of push forward, and then time came to actually go to the class, and I found myself not wanting to go, bro. I woke up late. I'm like, fuck it. And then I was on the way, and I'm like, I should do it. But it's because I grew up with a crowd that was much older than myself, bro. Yeah. So I had this like this belief that why are you going to uni? You know what I mean? Like, just fucking go hustle hard and go start your own business. You don't need to go to uni and only like fucking, it was like only gronks go to uni and go put themselves in debt, go make some money, go, you know, open up your own business.
Yeah, 100%.
And at the time, bro, like I was looking up to these older guys. They were telling me like, bro, you go do carpentry, you go do this, go, you know, work under trade, you can make some money on the side doing this and that. And in my head, I'm like, I'm young, bro, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that, fucking oath. So then I'm like, how am I supposed to live up to being some form of like hard cunt if I'm going to uni? Like, no staunch person who's firm in that goes to uni and studies. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, bro, I gotta make a name for myself. What the fuck am I gonna go to uni for? I go, that's not me. Then I'm just gonna be like, what hard cunt do you know that will go to uni? You know what I mean? Like, relax, bro. You went to uni, you got a degree. You're not made for this shit. You know what I mean? And you have that idea in your head. You're like, yeah, bro, so fuck true, that. Man. And I believed that, bro. Yeah. And that was my thought. So then when I was late, I didn't really give a fuck, because I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Then I'll turn right and this and that. And that's because I was in that, I was vibrating out, honestly, such a low energy, bro, in my life. I was attracting the worst, bro. And I was just confused, but I was just spiraling out of control, bro. So it was that moment that made me realize, like, fuck, man, like, enough now.
Yeah, well,
it was pretty intense, bro, because I was like, all right, I got no more money, my car's fucked. I didn't even make it to uni. What am I gonna do? So then I ended up getting a job doing carpentry. And you know
what? Did you have a job at the time when you?
Nah, bro, I didn't have a job. I was just making money where I could. And
that's crazy,
man. So
then you got a job. We went to carpentry, because at the time, a lot of people may not realize, like, when you finish school and all that, you're on your own for that period.
Yeah, bro.
You're trying to figure out what to do. So you go into carpentry. And then how do you get into Maverick Meals and
it's a funny story,
sponsoring?
Man.
Like it's full on, man.
It's full on. It's intense. It's funny, honestly, bro, because I feel like it was just alchemy. It's like I had to reach a certain level in my life. Like, it all happened for a reason, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because when I then moved into carpentry, I was enjoying it, bro. Growing up, I was so energetic, bro. I used to jump off my roof, do like somersaults as like a little kid, bro. I used to run up and down the side of my fence. I was very like active, man.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. So when I was doing carpentry, I was just natural to it, bro. I was running on the roof, throwing timbers around. Like, you know, you see first years, they're out of balance. They're on the roof. They're scared. They're up by me. I was loving it. I was a natural, bro.
That was me for like Cause you know, it used to trip me out. People they're wearing the nail gun with their tool belt. Yeah. They got hammers and all this stuff, and they're just walking like they're walking on the ground. Yeah. And I'm walking up like, can you pass me this? And I'm climbing up, and I'm like, whoa, yeah. Because even like it's just such a weird, weird. Like it's so fucking weird.
It's awesome. I love it. I did love it. Honestly,
it's great. But that's good, man. Like it's good that you enjoyed carpentry, because man, like when you're at that age, it's hard to know what you want. Like you think you know what you want, you don't really know what you want until you get.
I was just going with the flow. I never thought that. I'll get my license. I just said, fuck it, bro. It's fun. I'll go do it, make some money. I didn't care, but I was gonna spend it anyways.
But you have to do that. I think as a young man, you need to do shit like that, because I find like if you always live in that area where you want to just be cautious or not take any chances or not go with going with your heart, going with your gut. At the time, it may not be the right choice, but you have to make that wrong choice in order to look back and go, all right, so I've done this.
Learn from your mistakes.
100%. You don't lose, you learn, right? Everything's a learning curve.
100%. But some people find it so hard to understand that. Yeah. And I did once upon a time, bro. Like, I didn't know that you can learn from all these experiences. Instead, I got stuck into the freeze side of my body where it's like, why did I do that? Why did this happen? You get quite depressed, bro. And you look back on these thoughts and you blame yourself. And what happens in return is that's all you're concentrating your energy on. So you're just bringing it to life even further.
Yeah, you just continue to breathe that.
You're living the same cycle,
yes,
bro.
That's so true,
and you
man.
Look back on it and understand that. Accept what is and let go of what it is, because it's taught you something. Yeah. And the moment that in your life, when you look back on a trauma, when you look back at something that happened, you know, you got to accept that and understand it played a part. Like me, for example, bro, when I moved into carpentry, I was loving it. But then along the way, bro, I'd see my mates be at the beach on like a Wednesday, because you're in uni, bro. You only go a couple of days a week. You're still young, bro. Because when you're 18, on a job site every day, Monday to Friday, waking up at 6, getting home at like 5. Yeah. Bro, at such a young age, like fresh out of school, like a dog, and you're making $500 a week, like max $500. You know what I mean? It's intense. And you're doing this physical hard labor, bro. You're out on the job site. You're on this concrete slab. There's no shelter, because you literally construct the foundation of the building, building the timber out in the scorching hot sun. You know what I mean? Like, it's intense shit, bro. You're lifting these timbers. They're heavy. You're getting splinters, getting blisters. All day you're fucking hammering shit. You're lifting shit. And it's real. It's a very masculine job, bro. It is, bro.
It takes a toll, man. It's not easy, bro. Particularly as an apprentice, you're not cutting wood and nailing the timbers. You're carrying shit from the ute. You're sweeping the floor. You get at the coffees. You'll do it the first year.
It's all right. That's not bad. You're a shit kicker. But then when it comes to work's work. But the worst was when then it'd be raining and you get mud in your boots and they become 30 kilos each boot, and then you gotta run out the lead, start working, start raining, all right, run down, take out the lead, and then you just wait. All right, it's back off, yalla, go back to work. I mean, it's heavy like that.
Can you imagine being a tradie now? Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Right now, in all the weather and all that. Fuck them poor bastards, bro.
What would you do? I know. Yeah. And the sad part was, bro, so I went through a phase, I'm like, all right, I've had enough of this now. It was quite upsetting, because I'm like, I didn't even get to give uni a chance. Because at this time, I was already like, I got led by the wrong guys, putting me on the wrong path type of thing. And me, I didn't know any better. And that's the truth. I can look back and say, you know what? I should have made this decision. But when you're young, bro, you don't really have that thought for yourself fully.
You don't have that long sight.
You can't really understand. You kind of just go with it because you don't know any better. You can't think for yourself. So then you become groomed by certain men.
That's right.
And that's what the problem I feel living in this area is, because we don't have positive role models to actually look up to and to guide the younger generation. Because me personally, I feel like I'm not going to downplay it and act like some bitch, but like, bro, you are a victim as a kid. Like, you are, bro. You don't know any better. You know what I mean? You idolize this lifestyle of this illusion of money, of like power, of pride, of ego, in that just that entire egocentric life. It's all an illusion, bro. And you feel like you have to live up to that standard in order to get validation, because you're young. You're trying to figure out yourself out, bro. You don't even know who you are. Yeah. But if you see everyone around you doing that, you're like, yeah, that's who I have to be, because I don't fucking see anyone better. They don't understand, bro. And until you go down that path and then you get burned by the fire, only then will you see what a fucking illusion it was. Because it's true, bro. Powerful, you don't understand. You don't understand yourself.
You have no idea, right?
Yeah, you don't know what it's going to lead to. You don't know what it can do. And in your head, you're fucking thinking, yeah, bro, I'm being a man. This is what you got to do. Nah, it's cool, bro. Fuck it. And you have a laugh with your mates, but you're all just living in this sin together, and you just don't know anybody, and you're kind of just lost.
Yeah.
And it's like you go against your family, you go against all your morals, all your values. It's all ego based. Like, nah, I'm a sick cunt. It's about pride, and it's just it's just such a shit life, man. It
Bro,
is.
you're right. I honestly can like relate to that a little bit, because a lot of my like circle, my cousins, as a young kid, you grow up with your family, man. Like, my cousins are all, getting rolling for uni, or I'm going to go do this at uni, and they were studying so much in school, and I was just taking the piss because I fucking hated school.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, if I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't change it, honestly, because I learnt valuable lessons. I had to get burnt very hard multiple times in different things, jobs and life and people and everything. But they had this vision, because it was what they were. It was almost like that was the. I don't like to use the word program, but it was like this. They're not the illusion, because uni's not an illusion.
Yeah.
Doing jobs like this is not an illusion. Like, these people guys want to study and become lawyers or doctors or whatever.
Bro. Yeah, they're careers.
Go for it, man. 100%. I couldn't bring myself to get excited for that.
Yes.
I couldn't.
The minority of it all.
Yeah. It didn't line up for me. Like, do I want to be a doctor? No. Do I want to be a lawyer? No. Okay.
But then you got the trade side of things. It's like, all right, well, I'm not going to go to uni and do those things.
Yeah.
Maybe I just go to do a trade. Then it's like, all right, what trade do you want?
Yeah.
Electrician? Do you want to be an electrician?
What's a good trade? Do you ask them what's a good trade? Oh, go be a plumber, man. Good money. It's good money.
Yeah.
See? Everyone said the same thing. Go be a plumber. It's good money. Go be a sparky, or go the carpentry. It's clean work. You're in and out the first person. You don't have to worry about shit. There was all these reasons why, but it was never like, bro, what do you like? Hard. What do you actually fucking enjoy?
Yeah, hard.
Like, I know it's hard to know at 18 or 19. I enjoy titties and cigarettes, bro. What do you want to tell you? No, but like, what are you good at right now? What do you enjoy?
Yeah.
Oh, I like footy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you into sport or health. Why don't you pursue a career in something that doesn't have to be you don't have to be a football player.
Yeah.
But why don't you do something that's in the vicinity of a football player, because you enjoy football? Because then, like, there's that old saying, if you really love what you do, you're not really working.
Yeah.
So
do what you love, and you never work a day in your life.
100%,
and that's true, bro.
And if someone could have sat with me down and said, "Hey, Ben, look, and then probably you too. Hey, man, like, I know it's very hard to think about when you're 30 years old right now, but let's think about what you really like right now, and let's try and figure out what's going to be good for you." Because sometimes they did it through school and all that, but for some reason it ended up like a building.
Yeah.
It wasn't like deep down what I really, really enjoyed. Because
you weren't able to express and find your purpose.
Correct.
And I feel like when you're living a life without purpose, bro, it's sad, man, because ultimately what I thought about was, honestly, this is what made me change my job. I thought about growing old. I thought about looking back on my life and thinking, is this what I wanted to do?
Yeah.
I was already thinking ahead, bro, because as I'm doing it, I don't like wasting time, bro. So I then became aware. It's like, well, I don't want to do this. What do I want to do? It was all about finding myself.
Yeah.
I was looking back. I'm saying, fuck, bro, all my mates are still in uni. I didn't even give it a chance because I got consumed by something that didn't even matter.
Yeah.
That burnt me and left me feeling fucked. And I'm like, all right, well, that lifestyle didn't work out. Now I'm here doing a job I hate. I blew my chance at uni. I became very depressed, bro. And it really upset me. I ended up moving into building. That was pretty good. I was enjoying it. I had some sense of purpose again in my life. Because I'm like, all right, if I can't pursue it in uni, I'll go through TAFE. So I done my carpentry. Every Thursday we'd go to our trade class. Done my apprenticeship. At the same time, I was doing my certificate 4 in building and construction.
Good on you, man.
So I was doing that part-time at nights from Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night. 3 days a week. And this is straight after you'd be working.
Yeah.
So it's very full on. Then Thursday you got full day. And then at night you're coming back as well some days.
Yeah.
And it became intense. And I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I love this. Because now I felt like I was making up for it by doing something right with my life. All right, I blew one opportunity. I'm not going to sit and dwell on it and feel sorry for myself. I did at some stage, but then I realized that I can recover from this. I can bounce back. There's still an opportunity. So then I found that I'm like, even better, bro. I love doing carpentry. It's easy. And then I got the building at night. It's cool, bro. It stimulates you. You got another...
And you're learning too, like what you're working.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, fuck yeah, man. This guy was talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, it's intense.
And then you go there the next day like, fuck, I know how to do this shit, bro.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it really is, man. When you're lining them up to it, because I honestly had a very similar experience where I was studying part-time and working.
Yeah.
I was studying building only though, and I was working I was working Monday to Saturday.
Yeah.
TAFE was Monday and Saturday, and I was going to work more than I was going to TAFE. And it was very similar, but you're getting that knowledge and you're going, all right, Matt, it's starting to all come together.
Yeah, it's cool, bro. It's a mad experience because what you're learning about is actually happening. And in life, like back in school, whatever you'd learn about, you'd never really experienced something. So then it's like solely relatable 100%. Just to you and your life. You're like, definitely. Oh, wow. So you begin to build this type of passion towards it because it's relevant in your own life.
Such a good point, man.
Yeah.
It's so like, because you're learning about geography or history. In school, didn't want to hear about nothing about history.
Yeah.
Now it's so interesting. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, it is.
That you even think, man, I would have loved to have studied more history.
I loved ancient history in school.
Bro, these are things where I look back and go, you know what? Now I have kids. I have the opportunity to actually have this conversation with them and explain the important things in life. The important things in life are not necessarily how much money you have and what sort of job you have. What's really important is what you feel inside of your heart, how happy you are, how satisfied you are. You know,
fulfillment, bro. We all seek fulfillment, and that's the problem with what's going on at the moment. Because I feel like, bro, honestly, we've all been conditioned to something called temporary gratification, which is you choose something to make you feel good now, and instead of seeking and searching and attaining fulfillment, which is something that can't be given, bro. You know what I mean? It's from within, man.
Yeah.
And that's so important because it's
innate, bro.
It's a feeling of love within, without everything in your life. You just feel content, bro. And that's so important. Otherwise, if you don't have that feeling naturally, you're going to search for that feeling through
other vices, right?
Other vices, you know what I mean?
That's what happens.
Come from, I don't know, what are some vices? You know, some people can fall in love with good vices, like gym, for example.
Yeah.
Or a lot of girls like makeup or something. They have these certain outlets, all right?
That's a good one,
some form of feeling good, except once they've done their makeup or once they finish their session, it feels good, but then it's like, okay, now what? Because it doesn't stay.
That's
you know what I mean?
true.
It leaves. And in life, bro, all we have to do is just search for that feeling that'll never have to leave. And that's
what do you think that is, bro?
That's where you find your purpose in this life. Because yes, you can go and do a trade, or you can go and do this and just solely make money to provide for a family that you're going to have. Or you can realize, all right, well, there's 7 billion people on this earth. What do I want with my life? And you have to understand that. Stop, reflect, and allow yourself to know that you can choose whatever life you want. You don't have to follow these social norms, because social media has programmed people to do this or do that or do this, and people are comparing their lives to one another, and they'll never feel happy within themselves, bro. They're constantly comparing themselves, and it breaks my heart because each person is unique in their own way and beautiful in their own way, bro.
So true.
So what you do, bro, fuck off social media for a bit. If you really want to find out what your purpose in this life, you have to fuck off social media completely and go through this detox period in your life. It's a big procedure, bro, because you have to be willing to take this on. You can't just say, all right, I'm going to find my purpose. Where can I find it? Because then you're just doing something. You're not creating that experience within yourself. You have to reflect. You have to learn yourself.
Well, you can't be having distractions like social fucking media, because it's all it is a distraction.
It is.
It's literally, bro, I find myself sometimes working, phone stops ringing for a little bit, and then I swipe, Instagram. And I just find myself doing that. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? No.
Bro, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So we have, in our body, we have flow and then fight. So it's just the energetic state in our body. So flow is when everything's all good, everything's all right. And then suddenly we're into like fight mode. So we have a challenge in one of our lives. For example, you get a flat tire, as minor as it may be. All right, you're just challenging yourself. Do I go into flight mode and run from this and be like, fuck, why is this happening? Or shit like that? Or do you choose to fight and say, nah, it's all good. Here's how I have to do it.
Dictate it,
And what happens is, subconsciously, when you choose not to address a certain challenge in your life and you choose to run from it, you're looking for a sympathetic fix. So for example, if I have something I have to do in my work life, for example, back when it came to creating labels, if I knew, all right, I have to create labels for my product, and then I'd neglect it and I wouldn't do it, and I'd have this feeling of anxiety. It's because my subconscious already knows, mate, you're doing something you're not supposed to. You have to go get this.
I know that feeling,
so then,
man.
And you try running from that feeling. You're like, no, shh, I don't like this
feeling. You write it down and say, I'll get to it later.
You procrastinate, all these types of things. And it's fucking you subconsciously, bro, and it's triggering your anxiety because you're running from this feeling, and you look for temporary fixes. Like a lot of people, it's got a sympathetic fix. So people can go to porn, people can go to drugs, people can go to drinking, go to carbohydrates, and all these other things that just give you that temporary fix. But then you realize that didn't solve it. All you had to do was address the issue first, what it was stemming from.
It's very true, man. I never looked at it that way. Particularly the sympathetic, that concept where it's like you let it burden yourself and you look for an outlet because you don't know how to tackle it. Because look, if anything of learning life is just get up and do it. Like don't let it bother you. If it's bothering you, you got to take care. You got to deal with it. You know, because if you don't let things, a good example is, you know, your girlfriend or your wife or your partner, or whatever, might piss you off, you know? And it might be something small and you might just think, whatever. And you don't say anything about it because you just think it's nothing. You don't want to cause an argument, whatever. Yeah. But that can grow and grow and grow and fester and fester. And then she could do another thing or he could do another thing and you absolutely blow up.
Yes.
And you lose it.
It's built up all that time.
Exactly.
And you know what the sad part is that type of burden within yourself, you know what I mean? We're all taught like to forgive others and stuff, not for the sake of forgiving them, but so what it does to us, us, bro.
That's right.
Independently, just let it go.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Let it go. Don't hold on to it.
Yeah.
Because then what happens is if you hold on to that grudge, if you hold on to that hate, if you hold on to that resentment, if you do some research, you'll find that each sickness, each illness within our body stems from an emotional response.
Yeah.
So like, for example, back pain, maybe that's for avoiding an issue. I think it was subconsciously you're distracting yourself from doing something. So then you develop back pain. Or hate and resentment is like pain in your abdomen and stuff like that.
Well, I know stress relates to the stomach. I know the stomach has its own brain.
Yeah.
It's called can't remember the name. Iris, something like that. I can't remember. But it has its own brain, like mechanism type thing.
Yep.
Where you know, you get that feeling of like butterflies when you're nervous. It's sort of that type of connection, right?
Okay.
But you're right. Like your mental state, mate, it dictates most of your decisions, and your health is a direct result. Like, you know, you could be really anxious and then reach for sugar or reach for drugs or alcohol. Yes. And that's obviously not
it's so sad because what happens is people become stuck in this behavior because they may have experienced it once in their life. So let me explain something real quick. So they're living in something called survival mode. And this is just what happens when life, bro, it's going to be traumatic. You're going to go through shit. Yeah. It just happens to everyone. We're all here living our own experience. Yep. We all got our own shit that we're going to experience.
Bang on,
all right? And what then happens, because, you know, growing up, we're all right, everything's all good. You go through your teenagehood, everything's all right. Minor inconveniences here and there. But then along the way, something big happens as a death.
Yeah.
Or you witness something. Or, God forbid, you know, you get like sexually assaulted or some form of thing can happen to your life, bro. Yeah. And that's just how it is. You go through a breakup. Some shit happens. And what happens then is it creates this trauma in our body, bro, in our brain, in our heart, and it just does something to our nervous system, bro, where we have post-traumatic stress from that scenario.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
We're constantly, because when you dwell on it, bro, you're going to relive that moment because you're consumed by it.
Yeah.
And you're just going to manifest that into reality, and you're going to become fearsome of it, and you're going to be stuck living in that same time when that experience actually happened. So the present moment doesn't exist because you're constantly reliving that same circuit in your brain over and over again.
And you're thinking that what happened then is just going to happen again.
And it's triggering the same
feeling. Oh, yeah.
It's true.
It's true, man. It's very true. Like, I've had experiences similar in my own life where things like that have happened, and it's only when you can realize what's going on, and then work out how to tackle it and know what to do. Because one thing I've learned, bro, is pain and fear are good.
Yeah.
They aren't bad.
Yeah.
You need it.
You need it.
You need it, bro.
You have to grow.
Well, yeah, we're right. Like, even if you don't have any fear, like, everyone has fear, but if you don't have any fear, there'd be something wrong with you.
Definitely.
You know, fear is also almost what drives you to do what you do, you know, and it's like that fight or flight, you know. If you let that fear scare you,
what if you don't choose to run from it? It's like, then bro, you got to embrace that.
You have to embrace. You have to learn just to be friends with it.
That's right.
Just to let it not control you. But you know, you might be scared of, or might have fear of. It's not like, I'm not saying
of the repercussion of what if or what could happen.
But I'm not thinking. It's not like, you know, I'm scared of heights, so go jump out of a plane. That's one way to, you know, that's a good thing. But it's not. It's more along the lines of like fear of the unknown, or that anxiety of not being able to control what's going on, and that fear should drive you to dictate your own destiny.
100%.
And be in control of that as much as you can. Obviously, with external factors contributing, but being able to say, man, no, I want this for my life, and I'm going for this for my life, and I'm not going to let anything get in my way. No fear, no pandemic, no bullshit, no nothing, no issues with costs, and I'm just going to keep doing it. And if you have that mindset, when adversity comes,
I went through that. Yeah, 100%. I went through that. That's where the business came from, bro. Because honestly, bro, I was shit scared at the start. So let me tell you what happened. I was doing building at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it came to a point where I fucking hated my life. You know what I mean? I just went through a breakup, and then after that, I went off the rails, bro. You know, just numbing myself every weekend. And then going back to a job that I never really enjoyed. So then I started to reflect a bit more on myself. I'm like, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing?
Did anyone give you that, like, hey, bro, reflect on yourself?
No, man. I had none of that. So this all came from within.
Yeah, nice.
So this was probably when I had my little bit of an awakening, you know what I mean? Started to reflect a bit more on my life, realize certain traumas from my past that I've never identified before.
Yeah,
because I wanted to learn why I do what I do, what these habits are stemming from. And once I learned that, you know, it's just reoccurring from my brain of what I've been taught growing up and stuff like that. It's like, wow, fuck, looking at my biceps and my chest and my quads on these muscles, I'm like, my brain is the biggest muscle I should be working on right now. So I slowly veered from being into my physical fitness and stuff. And I'm like, okay, now I want to do some inner work. I want to do some shadow work. I want to learn about myself and what's caused me to have these limiting core beliefs that I have. Because growing up, to be honest, bro, I had the idea that, like, money was hard to attain, you know what I mean? That, you know, you should be real stingy with your money. You got to work hard. You got to, you know, save every dollar, this, that.
Yeah.
I had a very negative relationship with money, bro. So growing up, when I finished school and stuff, I always found that I was that mate that never had anything, never had that money, could never offer. Like, every time I got a cent, bro, I loved spending it on all my mates, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I had nothing, I always loved doing that. But then it just came to a point like, yeah, fuck, I don't have any money. But that was a behavior that was instilled on me, bro. So then I had to unlock something in myself and be like, well, hang on, bro. There's all these fucking successful people out there. I go, how come they can do it? Why can't I? And in my head, I'm thinking, bro, I am worthy. I go, what? Why aren't I worthy? I have a good heart, bro. I speak well upon others. You know, I wish well I do. I do good, bro. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, fucking oath, I am worthy. And I started to unlock that belief in myself. That's awesome. And I started speaking that into existence, like saying, no, bro, I'm wealthy. You know.
So how old were you in?
So this was probably at about 19, I'd say. I'm 22 now.
Wow.
So I've honestly been actively trying and consciously aware from when I was about 19. I'd realized this when I didn't really find myself being too consumed with everyone else around me, because I didn't really find the purpose in a lot of the things, like to go pick up girls and go fuck them and this and that. And in my head, I'm like, am I just doing it for the sake of doing it, or am I even enjoying this? Because I knew it didn't bring me that feeling that I was searching for.
It's weird, bro, because like not many 19-year-olds can, first of all, have that sort of self-reflection, and have that wake-up moment or that awakening moment where it's like, okay, I've got to do something. Because most people would ignore the body's signals of saying, hey, bro, something you need to, you're not enjoying this. Some people will just keep flogging that horse because, again, those surroundings, that comfort zone.
Numbs it, bro. Numbs you. Numbs
like if you know, the building analogy, a lot of people will just keep doing it. Now, a lot of people may keep doing it because it's good to finish something that you start, right? That's not a bad lesson to learn from that. But a lot of people would do it because they wouldn't know what anything else, because all they think about is what is around them.
That's right.
And their circumstances and their environment is more important than themselves, because they don't know otherwise.
That's right.
So to be able to wake up at that moment, bro, because at 19, you said you're 22, right?
I'm 22 now. That was back when I was 19, bro.
You haven't even scratched the surface of how your brain changed. Bro, when you get, I don't know what it is, man. When you get 25 plus, closer to 30.
Your brain matures, bro. That's why.
Your experiences then become a part of who you are, and then who you are becomes how you think, and then how you think, it's like it's almost like a reflection of what's happened to you in your life.
That's right.
And unless you can, like, if you can let those things, whether they're good or bad, you have to be able to make what you are. That's right. Off your own back, right? You can't let those external things impact it.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to grab a hold of that concept at 19 years old, because I remember at 19 I was not doing anything like that, you know. There was a big period in my life where I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I was just floating by. I was just drifting, burning time, burning money. Some jobs I was making cracker money, and I was just didn't have any concept of all of these things, because it wasn't like I was growing up around bad people. It was just in my head, I had to figure it out myself, but it wasn't in the same way. Your snap moment was like,
honestly, bro,
It's huge.
It's because I've been through like a lot of shit. Like not nothing too big, except like just my experiences in life, bro. Like it was enough for me to like think, what are you doing with your life, bro? You know what I mean? Like I had to go through a few things and disappoint my family a few times. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of those decisions, and that's just stems from hanging out for the wrong environment type of thing, and you start doing things that doesn't match who your family brought you up to be, but you're so young and vulnerable that you don't understand.
You have no idea, bro.
You have no idea, but when you're experiencing that type of shit at a young age, bro, it does something to you. And I mean, it gives you a little bit of trauma. That's why, everyone then goes to get on the buds and we all have a sesh, everyone has a smoke, and you're just numbing yourself from that pain, you know what I mean? You just begin to numb yourself.
That's right.
And then you find yourself going out with the boys, and on the weekend, someone brings out a bag, and you're like, oh, all right, let's...
That becomes a thing,
That becomes a thing, bro.
Yeah.
And you're going out, you're getting drunk, you're picking up girls, you're having cigarettes, you're getting on the coke, and then you're living this life week in, week out. You then have something to live for at that time.
Yeah.
Because during the week, you're breaking your back at work, you're working, you get paid, you're like, all right, finally. You work for the weekends, bro. And it's such a vicious cycle, bro. It's so dangerous.
And you unleash on the weekends too. You go hard.
You go hard. Like, obviously, think about it. You get dressed, all right, you get a haircut straight off the bat. You probably get some fresh clothes. You go down, bro, you see your mates, straight off the bat, one of them buys a bag, all right, that's already $250 down, you have $50 for your haircut.
That's it.
You go get some alcohol, everyone spends $200 on drinks. After the alcohol, what do? You buy a pack of cigarettes because you want to have a smoke. Then you go down to the pokies, have a bit of a slap. And then after, if you're lucky, you either go home and fucking want to kill yourself, or
if you're lucky,
or one of the boys gets up and they go to the brothel. Bro, it's a vicious, disgusting, terrible life.
It is, bro.
And we laugh about it now, bro, because that's part of the experiences as being wise as you're older. You have to go through that type of shit.
100%.
But then it's like, if people knew that what they were doing is dangerous, bro, because they're unaware, they're that stuck in that cycle of, nah, it's all right, man, just on the weekend. It's like, nah, bro, if you actually took a step back of your life and analyzed yourself, you'll see how hard you're playing yourself, and what you're doing is destroying yourself.
That's true.
And they can't see it at the time, bro, because they're that consumed by it. If I went and spoke to one of the boys, all right, who probably gets on it, say you got like a group of guys, they go out to dinner, one of them has a bag on them, all right, and then, you know what I mean?
It's so common now too, right?
Week out, week in, week out. If I was to say, hey, bro, you got a problem, it's like, nah, man, what do you mean? I just get on it on the weekend. It's like, yes, you got on it every 7 days. And for the next 3 of those days, you're scattered.
Yeah.
So it's a constant reoccurring thing. You first have to identify that, bro.
And control it.
It's control.
But it's so much more common now, bro.
Yes.
Because I've got a few years on you. When I was growing up, man, I was not around cocaine till my 20s. Like probably early to mid 20s. I knew obviously what it was and all that, but it wasn't that common. It wasn't that common whatsoever. Actually, Roxy was probably the most I was around it. But even then, like, life was just, it was different now. Where now it's like, it's a thing. And I think, like, you even look at what happened from when I was growing up, man, to the younger guys now. The nightclubbing scene, for example, the lockout thing, that changed a lot of
100%.
people's lives, bro. Because people would, by nature, go out because they're social people.
That's right.
And then these things started to change. Where, I used to go out at like back in the day. You'd go out and you'd leave the area at 10 o'clock, and you start your night at 11:30, and then by the time you're done, it's 4, 5 o'clock, and then you've gone to 3, 4 clubs and whatever.
That's hectic, yeah.
And then it changed to like at the certain, I think it was midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever. I think it was 1 a.m. You couldn't be outside of a nightclub.
A lockout law.
If you were outside of any nightclub, you had to go home. No one could let you in except the casino. That was it. That was the law. So a lot of people...
That would fuck so many people having nowhere to go. Yeah, go to the cas.
Okay, King's Cross, right? Yeah. Like, if you wanted, like, on a Saturday back in the day, you'd probably, you go out to the Ivy, for example. You might get there at 10 or 11 o'clock. Usually go a bit early, actually, to Ivy, 10 or 11 o'clock, and then you might go to the Cross and finish your night on Cross and finish at 4 a.m., right? But the Cross would be pumping all the way through. Like, I know you probably didn't get to experience the Cross in its entirety, right? At the glory days of the Cross, it would only really kick off late at night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. It was pumping. And then these lockout things changed where you couldn't do what you would, like, some people might want to go here and then finish their night there, and they couldn't do that anymore. And that club may not be as good during earlier, but whatever it is, but the whole dynamic changed where people started changing what they did. And then I think that's where drug use became a bigger thing, because obviously people using drugs at clubs or whatever, but then, well, we have to lock out at 1, we'll go to the hotel and then bang lines till 5 a.m. And that became a far bigger, like a a resort rather than just, it changed the dynamic.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, man, like now it's just fucking every. It's like everyone knows about it too.
Especially, bro, when you're younger, a lot of the youngins are getting exposed to it at such an earlier age, man. And bro, it's terrible. Intense. It's intense.
It's very intense.
That's such a vulnerable stage, bro, where your brain isn't matured, bro. It's still growing. It's still learning these things, and you're literally conditioning it to get used to that flooding of serotonin.
It's a lot, yeah. It's a lot.
That dopamine, bro. It's a lot. It floods your brain, bro. And they're just stimulating their brain to get conditioned to that hit. So what happens is, if they no longer do it, their brain has been so conditioned to, it's going to be searching for that hit in other vices, bro.
That's true,
you know what I mean? And that's why a lot of, ex-addicts end up getting into boxing or something, or they overdo something because they get that naturally. Except you got to recondition your brain to adapting to just normal circumstances, because otherwise you're still numbing that certain section of your brain by overly using boxing 100%. Or some form of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I got you. Sorry, we sort of sidetracked a bit on your journey, because we were talking about how you ended up at Maverick Meals. But the tends to happen in these things, man. You get into a good conversation and then things there's so much going on that it just peels off. But so you were going through this period through your life, you realised carpentry wasn't what you wanted to do. Yeah. And that leap of faith of going out on your own and doing something that you've never done before.
Yeah. So, bro, it was when I realized, all right, this isn't what I want to do. I started looking within, and I'm like, what is my purpose, bro? Like, what do I want to do? If say money wasn't a thing, fuck money. What would I want to do in life?
That's such a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because then you really eradicate
that barrier, bro.
You eliminate the biggest barrier.
Yeah.
Because if you had $1 million, you could do whatever you wanted, right?
Exactly.
But you wouldn't be able to ask yourself the question because you have the money.
Yes.
You'd have so many distractions.
So anyone at home, I want you to ask yourself this. If money wasn't a problem, what would you want to see yourself doing, or what would you enjoy doing?
Man,
so
100%.
I had that thought. I had an obsession with gym from when I was like 14.
Yeah.
I love gym. Like I grew up, I played rugby league, this and that.
Yeah.
Then after time, I was always like the shortest kid on the field, but I had a heart of a lion, bro. I used to want to take on the biggest guys. I wasn't scared, and I loved that. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm like, bro, I want a body that matches my heart. I want a body that matches my mind. And I started training. I started getting a bit bigger, getting a bit excited. I'm like, you know what? I fell in love with the gym. I go, bro, fuck footy. I go, gym is where it's at. I fell in love. I developed a love for bodybuilding. And I was a big fan of Ziz, like back in the days. I don't know if you know Ziz.
Ziz. Oh, man, of course, bro. Didn't know Ziz.
You know what it was? It was like just at that age, bro, when you're young. He was, honestly, that's why I'm heavily on influencers and role models. Like, when you're younger, he was a sick cunt in our eyes, because he wasn't like the other guys from the area telling you to do certain things and, have this image of being a hard cunt. It's like, nah, bro, you can be a sick cunt instead and do that type of thing. Like, yeah, bro, get shredded. Yeah, but more than it was back when you're young. So, yeah, get girls, have abs, be shredded, this, that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He died, man. He died so long ago.
2012, I think it was.
I remember seeing Ziz at, like, you probably haven't experienced, like, proper music festival stuff, yeah? You have?
No, I haven't. No.
I would see him.
Back in the days, I've seen all the YouTube videos from when I was younger.
I've been, you're probably going to feel really young now, but I've been going to, my first festival was 2008, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, Future Music, bro. But I used to see there was like this, they used to have a name.
The Aesthetics Crew.
Aesthetics Crew. I know you remember
there was like Chess Bra, Bieber, whatever his
there
name
was like a couple of guys that they all had that haircut.
Turtle.
Yeah, and they had that, they were shredded, and like, bro, kudos to them, man. They fucking had a good run. Like, it was at the time, like, looking back now, you go, fuck, that was so cringeworthy. Like, the way the hair was to the side and straight in. At the
time, but that's what it was, because no one was into fitness back then, bro.
No,
there wasn't. It was like OG bodybuilders, but there was never like aesthetics.
No one really cared for the shape and the sculpting and the body. Like, the way they did, bro, was on another level.
So when, like, obviously Ziz's story, and then he had that mindset of like, all right, I used to be a nerd, this day, he changed his life around. Being a young kid, young kid, seeing that he was once a geek, he was once a skinny cunt, he was like this ectomorph who found it hard to gain weight, and then he just came into this shredded sick cunt, he's got 8-pack whatever, and he's just changed his life around, and he's confident in himself.
But we got to be real, like, some of the gear did help, right?
Yeah, of course, 100%. But as a kid, bro, I know, 100%. The trend bit of test. As a kid, bro, you see that and you're like, nah, all right, well, that's a living example
100%.
of who I can use.
Because you can do anything.
You can do anything.
You see this little scrawny kid become like in our area the biggest like shredded guy. And at the time, it was big, bro. Yeah. Everyone knew who he was.
Yes.
A lot of people might not know who this guy was, but at the time in our area, we're talking like Western Sydney, Maryland's area, that he was like, everyone knew this fucking guy was. 100%. It was just the weirdest thing. It was so strange, but everyone knew this fucking guy was.
Honestly, bro, I had a lot of love for him. So being a kid, bro, seeing that's what triggered me to getting into the gym, bro.
So he was like your Arnold Schwarzenegger. He
was like my Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's so fucking cool. Because it's so weird that you mentioned that. I haven't, wow. Anyways.
Bro, that went on. And I said, you know what? All right. I love gym. I love the gym.
That's it.
I found myself, constantly going there at night. I used to live in Maryland, so I used to go to Jets Gym in Maryland.
Yeah, I remember Jets.
So I'd have to walk all the way from like pretty much Granville all the way to Maryland. I used to choose the furthest gym. I used to go for as long as possible. Wow. And then I used to walk back.
So you had a sickness.
I had a sickness. I loved the life, bro. I'd come home, make super mass gainers, bro. Have 2 scoops of protein, banana, raw eggs. Bro, being 14, 15 years old. This is normal, bro. You see these kids sculling it, bro. I used to force myself to eat. I used to do sit-ups at night. As soon as I get home, I became obsessed, bro. I just felt this need to just, I don't know, just grow, bro. So then after building and stuff, so I said, all right, what do I want to go? I've been to so many gyms in my life. I would love to open up a gym one day. And I always had that in my mind. So after I told my dad, I'm like, I'm going to study PT. And then, I'm going to study PT and I'm probably going to do some meal prepping or something on the side. I couldn't think about it. I just had different alternatives, different pathways. All right, gym. All right, food. All right, health club or something like that.
Yeah, so good. That's good, but
one day when I was doing building, I used to meal prep for myself. I wanted to get back on track, bro. I wanted to get myself into the healthy habits again. Yeah. So then I started cooking for myself. I had a good friend of mine, Jeremy, he owns Yum Yum Bakery. He's a champion bloke back
in Guildford?
Yeah.
No way.
So I was very close to him.
Shout out to Yum Yum, bro.
Shout out to Yum Yum Bakery.
Fuck. How long they been there?
They've been there for years, bro.
Oh, at least 20 years.
Yeah, definitely.
At least, probably longer. At least.
They're the best. They're the best.
The best.
You can't compare.
Guildford Road, Guildford, if you want to know. Yum Yum Bakery.
Guildford, Yum Yum Bakery.
Yes.
Shout out to the boys.
Shout out to Yum Yum.
So he was a good friend of mine at the time, and he heavily influenced me into achieving success, bro, because I'm looking at my friends, all right? I'm looking at my young friend, he's successful. He, gets up, does what he does.
Yep.
And I see my cousin Matthew, he opened up a cafe, Brother Bear in Maryland, so Pitt Street.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Brother Bear.
Is that your brother?
No, that's my cousin.
Oh, your cousin, sorry. Awesome, Matthew, bro. Shout out to Brother Bear.
Shout out to Brother Bear, bro.
Wow, I didn't know that. Awesome, man.
I'm seeing all the people around me achieving their own goals and succeeding, and I wish them well, bro. You know what I mean? I'll never have
that's awesome.
This energy of resent or hatred. Never, because when you have that type of belief in that thought, you're limiting yourself, bro. You have to truly wish well upon everyone you come across, because then you'll get blessed, and understand that your time will come. And at the time it's hard because you're like, fuck, bro, when am I going to catch a break, man? When am I going to do this? How come he's shining? Never compare yourself to others, bro, and trust that it's
compare yourself to yourself.
That's it.
Compare yourself at the end of the day to the start of the day.
That's it. So then I'm looking at them, and then, one day he's like to me, Mick, bro, I can't be fuck cooking. Like, I'll pay you to cook for me. I started laughing in my head, bro. I was making no money. I was doing building and that, but I was spending it all on the weekend and shit like that. So I was like, fuck it, all right. Yeah, why not?
So he wanted you to meal prep for him?
Yes, because I was meal prepping for myself, and we're training together at the time.
Okay, so you're training together.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, instead of me fucking having to eat like pizza and stuff, like, cook some food for me. Yeah, all right,
hit him the ish every day.
And then, man, so started off with that. Had a couple other mates. Started with a handful of guys. Next thing you know, I remember looking up, I think I saw on my Instagram, there was a lady named Hannah's Fitness Meal. Shout out to Hannah's Fitness Meal. I'm not sure if they're still active.
I've heard of them.
But back in the days.
Yeah.
I was looking at that, and I got inspired, bro. I looked at it, I go, bro, that looks pretty good. Like, that looks easy. I reckon I can give that a go. Yeah. And I found my food, started looking at their menu, and I copied a few things, bro, getting a bit inspired. And I'm like, okay, I can make a thing out of this. I didn't expect to take it full seriously. I just thought it as a little secondary income to make a bit more money and just suss out what I can do with this thing.
Yeah.
So then once, it was going well, it came to a point where it's like, whoa, all right, Mick, you now have randoms reaching out to you to get this food, and you're going.
This is not on, this is before you developed.
I was doing this part time as I was doing building.
Did you have the brand and everything registered and set up, or were you just doing it as yourself?
No. So I started off myself. So I'll tell you what happened. So I was doing building, and then I started this on the side. I was doing it by myself. Made a little Instagram for it. Took a couple photos, this, that, showing my product of what I can do.
Okay, beautiful.
And then I had this idea. I'm like, bro, this can be a pretty good side hustle. So then I registered on like a business and done what I had to do.
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, mate, this will just be like a little side hustle. It's a legit thing.
Yeah.
So I'd go to work and I'd work on a job site, labor all day.
How long ago was this?
So this was about 1 year ago today.
1 year ago?
Yeah, probably 1 year ago.
So, all right, yeah, sorry, keep going.
No, probably a bit less than a year ago. I remember having the idea of Maverick Meals in about February. I was doing a swimming challenge for the Star Kids Starlight Foundation charity. I was doing this swimming challenge. We had to swim 52 kilometers in
50 Ks swimming.
I think it was 52 Ks, I believe it was, or in 30 days or something like that, or 32 kilometers in 30 days. So it ended up being like a kilometer a day.
Yeah, wow.
And for the Starlight Foundation, I remember in the midst of swimming, I found myself having this this form of, okay, what do I want to do? Because I was feeling so good from swimming. After I'd reflect on my life, like people would be giving me recognition, like I'm doing a good cause, you know what I mean? I wanted to give back. I wanted to raise some money for some kids. You know what I mean? And then I felt like I was doing my purpose at the time. I'm like, this is mad, helping other people. So like when I thought about what person I visualized myself being and where I felt truly happy, it's this form of thing. So I'm like, okay, health and fitness and inspiring and motivating others. I'm like, this is that persona, or this is what I truly find within myself naturally.
Wow.
And then when it came to the business, I'm like, you know what? This is a stepping stone. I go, because construction now no longer matches my intention with the health and fitness and that type of world. And I said, nah, sack that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this on full time. I go, because I know that when I'm older, if I look back on my life and see, oh, what if I took the chance? What if I went for it? What if I just went and did that instead of breaking my back, continuing in trade? I'm like, the fear of what if killed me.
Wow,
I said, no.
It's powerful, man.
I said, fuck that. I remember this vivid memory of my dad. I'll never forget this. Never, ever forget this. It was like fucking, bro, it was like 5:30 in the morning. Yeah. It was like on a Tuesday morning or something. It was fucking freezing cold in the middle of winter. We're getting up to our alarms. We're snuggly. We're just like, fuck this shit. We go to the bathroom. He's in the left basin. I'm in the right basin. We wash our face. We look up to each other. He looks at me. He goes, get used to it, kid. This is the life. And I remember that scarred me. That traumatized me. I'm like, bruh, fuck that for a life, bro. Straight out, fuck that.
Yeah.
And then at the time when I was thinking about how I had to go back to the job, dig holes and shovel fucking all the dirt and do all this shit, I'm like, bro, it's physical, intense, but I'm like, fuck this. I deserve more, bro. Yeah, I could have been patient and kept through the struggle and kept seeing, but I didn't see a future with it, bro. I was too consumed by this calling that I had. I'm like, nah, it doesn't match who I am.
It's good you answered it, man. It's good you answered the calling bar.
Yeah, and I answered. I said, you know what?
Good on you.
Fuck it, bro. Because I'll tell you what, I had 2 more units in my certificate 4 in building, I had 2 more units to do. I finished the year. I had to repeat 2 units. Yeah. And this was the time where Maverick Meals was a thing. And I'm like, nah. I go, it's self. My dad's like, go fucking finish it. Everyone's telling me, go finish it. What's wrong with you? I go, no. They go, why? I go, because it doesn't match who I am. I go, yes, I could go do it, but I have so much energy I need to invest into this business. I can't have a fucking cent of going to TAFE back again at night and doing all this homework and all these things. Like, doesn't match, bro. I've had this, I'm going with it. I'm not going to waste my time with it. So then, bro, I literally just took it on. I was working on the job site full time, get home about 5 o'clock, start cooking, go to 2 a.m., and then go drop off to the boys. I got some guys in Bondi, so I'd go drop off, had 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep, go drop off at 4 a.m, do all the deliveries, catch them before they go to work. And then I'd have to go to the job site, do it all over again. Bro, I was cooking Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, bro. I was cooking in, out. Yeah, I was going hard.
Is this in your mum's kitchen?
In my mum's kitchen. Bro, it came to a point where they had to like kick me out for a bit. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, bro, till 2 a.m? Because I got younger siblings, you know what I mean? And then my parents were losing out. They're thinking, look at this smashed cunt. Like, what are you doing, bro? No, honestly, bro, because honestly, growing up, bro.
You imagine dad wakes up 2 a.m. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
What are you doing, bro? You're fucking, we're asleep, mate. We're asleep. Can't you fucking respect that? But the thing is, bro, I've always searched for something. Always knew that there was something more out there. I had this thing back when I was doing carpentry called designer dog homes. So I had this idea in my head where it's like, all right, people can make a DIY dog home, so they can choose the rake of the roof, the pitch of the roof. They can choose the color. They can choose the window designs, all this stuff. And I tried doing it and I realized it was fucking heavy. And I'm like, what am I doing, bro? Like, always search for something. So when I had this idea and I felt this and I'm like, all right, this is it. Like, I know that this is the one. My time is now. And because I was tired, bro, it was always like the money's coming, because I always felt like, you know, I wasn't worthy of money until during that time. I'm like, no, I am worthy. And I'm like, nah, this is it. So then everyone's like saying, just be patient, you know what I mean? Go do building, be patient. I'm like, nah, bro, enough, bro. I'm done. I'm done waiting. Now's my time, bro. I've lost too much to keep waiting, bro. I'm like, this is the time.
That's huge.
So then I took it, bro. And I remember at the time I got kicked out because like, bro, no more. You can't cook here no more. And I'm like, fuck, bro, I ate it. They thought I was going to like give up on it. I'm like, yeah, sack it. Maybe I'll make the smart decision. Go do building again. I'm like, nah. I started taking the saucepans, the pots to my auntie's house. I swear to God, this was in the middle of the night. I'd go, drive there, start cooking, pack everything. It was in Chinese Tupperware containers, put stickers on top, bag them up, go drive them home, sleep at home, wake up, go to work. Bro, I was doing that for such a long time.
Man.
And during this time, I just held on to this conviction and faith that something good is going to come from this. Because back in the times, what triggered this key for self-growth was that after like a breakup and after losing everything, and when I was just at my worst, honestly, I looked up to God and I said, I surrendered myself. I can't accept any more loss. Like, it cannot get worse. It's like probably could, like health wise and stuff like that. But at the present time, bro, I felt like I hit a real rock bottom. And I had to look up to God. I said, you know what? I have faith that something good's gonna come from this. Bro, for some reason, after all this shit, after all the pain, after all the traumas, I was like, you know what? Something good's gonna come.
Man, it's crazy. You could,
you
could do all of this, harness it, cook, work, continue to fucking tell yourself you're making it, you're doing it, keep going, keep going.
Around the house saying I'm a millionaire, I'm wealthy. Because I was heavy on affirmations, bro. Because growing up, like, you get told the wrong things, like, oh, what are you doing, this, that. You have this core belief that you're not real worthy. And then I started speaking positively of myself. You know, I started affirming very strong things with myself. I started only speaking good things into my life. So I wanted to be a man who inspired and motivate others. I'm like, okay, back when you're younger, like I was 19, you know, I was doing that little swimming thing. I'm like, okay, this is my purpose, this is my calling. How can I keep being that type of man? What would I do to inspire and motivate others? Well, it all starts within. And what do I tell myself? And I'm like, yeah, I am smart. I am passionate. I am inspired. I am motivated. I am hungry. I am dedicated. I am disciplined. You tell yourself these things.
Affirmation,
you're
bro.
Programming your subconscious. And you believe it,
it's
bro.
Huge.
And when you believe it, you become it. And that's you. You've literally spoken those things into existence. You've become that person. So intent with action creates, bro. So then I started going along with that. I'm like, you know what? No, fucking oath. Regardless of the surroundings around me, I'm just going to keep speaking it into existence, even though I can't see it now. I'm walking around the kitchen saying, I am the most successful business owner. Bro, I swear to God, I used to have a laugh with it.
Your dad must have been like, what have I had?
It's like, you're a delusional cunt. You're fucking delusional. And I'm like, nah, honestly, this is the thing. And it's real hard. Because when God gives you a vision, when God plants a seed in your brain, that's personal, bro. That's for you and that's for God. No one else externally can see that.
They can't understand
it. But when you have that in your own brain, that's personal, bro. How are you supposed to explain to other people? Like me going to tell my parents, bro, I was a big pothead back in the days, bro. I was off the rails. I was just a cooked cunt. And they're like, what's this guy doing now? I went from doing dog houses. Now he's going to go fucking cook food. Wake up to yourself, bro. What are you doing if you're like... But I'm like, nah. Trust me, you don't understand. Like, this is the one. I know I fucked up in the past and I know I've been actively and consciously trying, but this is the one. This is it. And I believed that, bro. I felt like I've seen my cousin successful with his business, seen my mate Jeremy successful with his business. I had enough around me to see that this is possible. Bro. And I didn't give a fuck, bro. I said, fuck building. I'm not doing it. Nah. I was so hungry. I was so driven, bro. I said, I will not fail. Oh, go finish your builders just in case, like, you fall back. I'm like, what do you mean just in case? What do you mean just in case? Why the fuck would I...
Before.
Why would I even hypothesize that I'm going to fail? I go, nah, bro. I'm not failing. It's impossible to fail.
You know, man, that having a circle of boys around you that were pushing the same message and driving themselves the same way was probably your crucial moment.
Fucking oath it was.
Because a lot of guys, man, like it to when I was growing up, none of the boys when I was growing up had the mindset of that. So a few of them did, but it didn't really come to fruition until they were a lot older. And I think back then, opportunities wise, was very different. No social media, a couple of more obstacles, right? Where you boys have got this vision together, where you share the same vision.
Fuck yeah.
And you're keeping each other accountable in a certain way.
It's very powerful.
It's huge, so bro. Because a lot of I get no one. It's
like energy hangs around with like energy.
Correct.
That's the truth, bro.
Yeah, you become the company.
You show me your environment, I'll show you how you're going to end up in your life.
Straight up, yeah.
When you're younger, you're molded and you're in this vulnerable state and you're guided down the direction of the wrong environment. But let me tell you the power of having the right environment, of helping you reach your full potential of what you can achieve. It's fucking ridiculous, bro.
It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable, bro.
No, it is, bro.
You're just growing together. You know, it's a 100%. Brotherhood. You hold each other accountable. All right, Mick, you fucked up on the weekend. Why'd you go do that? Come on, bro. It's time to pull up. Let's get it. You know, we're all in this together. It's just 100%. That dream chasers mentality. And like, I got dream chasers. I got DC tattooed.
I saw that before.
Yeah, so I got that tattooed on my leg. So that's a funny story. So I had this. I began to have this obsession with Maverick Meals because during the time of starting my business, he talked about chasing your dreams. Like when everybody leaves, never leave on yourself, bro. Like when I was getting kicked out and I had no one believing me and I was upset, bro. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, bro. They can't see the vision, bro. I can see it so clear. And I'm going to show the power of what it is to have faith and to do the work, what you can achieve. Bro. It wasn't delusion. It was conviction and faith.
Yeah, man.
That's what I was. I knew I was going to get it. I didn't know how. I just trusted, bro. I kept knocking on doors, having these little opportunities. It kind of just aligned itself, bro. And I just knew that this was it. And I believed that this was it. And I accepted myself to all the blessings in abundance, bro. I said, you know what? This is it. And I believed in myself. And the moment I started to believe in myself, bro, and believe in God, like my life completely shifted. And I felt that anything was possible. Anything.
Bro, that's huge.
And yeah, man, that's where the Dream Chasers came in. So all this music constantly fueled me. And I'm like, you know what? He inspired me. He kept me going. And I'm like, fucking, I just want to share that mentality to everyone else in the area, bro. Because it's like, I've just, touch wood, thank God, I've just achieved all this, not in a cocky way, but just through staying at it, man, and bro, believing in myself.
Putting the work in.
And putting the work in.
It's fucking hard work, right?
100%, bro.
Everything you've just said, mental state, getting up late, going to your other job, dealing with your family, all of that is hard work. Yeah, it's not the physical that's hard.
Even then, but starting up the business with the physical side, bro, you're going to be working 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Minimum, like 3 days a week.
It's like you have to add mental hardness into that. Everything else gets hard.
It's like a pure equilibrium of your life. It's like mental state, family life, social life, physical, like everything.
It's hard, man. So then you fully quit building now? That's it?
So then I sacked that off and I took this on. I said, you know what? All right, let me tell you something. This is actually, I really want to share this with everyone. Please, bro. This was vital. This was vital in my success. So starting with having direction in your life. All right, we started off with that purpose, with what I wanted to do. Then I had this opportunity with the meal prep company that I was thinking of with my mates.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm cooking for them. This is an opportunity. I'm going to take this on full time. Okay, but if I take this on, what do I want from this? And what do I need from this? I had no fucking idea, bro. I was only cooking out of home. So I'm like, all right, I know that I want to have a mad meal prep company because personally, I don't like what's out there on the market. Like, bro, I remember Steve Harvey on one of these talks. I love Steve Harvey, bro. He's the best. He's the man. I remember he's like...
He's so good, man.
He's like, when you ask for something, ask for the biggest of anything because you're worthy of abundance in all its forms. And once I stopped condemning myself for my past and freed myself and healed myself a bit, I'm like, you know what? I am worthy. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to ask for something huge because I've gotten so far already in my life with God allowing it to align. I'm like, why not? Why not ask for something big? I said, I want one of the biggest meal prep companies. I'm looking at, all right, Muscle Chef did it, YouFoods did it. Why can't I do it? You know what I mean? Why can't I? And it's only a core limiting thing. I'm like, you know what? It's true. Steve Harvey goes, God created the earth in 7 days. You underestimate his power. Say, God, please, can you make me a millionaire in 6 years' time? 6 years' time. Why do you underestimate my power like that? Why do you disrespect me like that? Like, I can make anything happen. I said, you know what? All right, done. I want a big meal. So then there's this thing about writing goals. Writing goals is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
You have to write goals, bro. If you don't write goals...
Oh, you got a visual... Yeah, bro.
You have to. You have to have a sense of direction in your life. You have to reflect on yourself and what it is you truly want. You know what I mean? So then I started writing down these goals. One of them was own a kitchen somewhere, pay off my debt, do what I had to do. And all of these things, or the moment I set my intentions, start ticking them off, and it worked.
Good on you.
And then, yeah, man, that's how I kind of got into it. So once I had that little progress, have my own kitchen somewhere inside of a gym, start supplying to other people. I'm like, okay, what are some bigger goals that I want to do? And I remember I wrote, sponsor the Parramatta Eels. This was like probably within the first couple months of my business.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I know the path I want to go down is in regards to like athletes and stuff, because a lot of my mates, you know, were playing footy at the time, and it's like, you know, it's the boys, bro. You're hanging out with the boys. They all play footy.
Definitely.
It's a hangout. You know what I mean? So, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking oath. I might as well help them achieve their goals of, you know, pursuing a career in football by keeping them fueled with good food. And it separates myself to the rest of the market out there because it's not heavily sourced. It's not produced in mass production. You know what I mean? It's like, it's clean, authentic food, bro.
There's love in there.
There's love in it, bro. You know what I mean? It's my passion, bro. It's my business. And I love it. And I love knowing that I'm playing my part in helping these other guys achieving their goals. You know what I mean? That's what the whole Dream Chaser scheme is about, because it's like, this is one part of your physical component, and I'm like, I want you to, like, I was hooking up all the guys, like, playing reserves and stuff like that. It's like, bro, they're my mates, you know what I mean? I'll give you cheap meals. I don't care, bro. I just want you to stay fueled so you can be in, like, the best state you can be.
Yeah, because you're passionate about it. You know that it's good. Like, bro, it's good. It's good for you. Yeah. Man, like, that's fucking awesome, bro. Because having that mindset and then just driving yourself to do that.
No, 100%, bro.
Did you? And then you went and studied PT as well?
So, bro, I was actually... So, the plan was to leave my job, to do meal prepping, make that my source of income, and then study PT on the side. So, for the last year or so, I've been fucking enrolled in this online fitness course. But I haven't done one unit on it, not one. I've been paying $50 a week for it just because I had the plan of doing it. That was my intention. All right, I'm going to go down, do this, and then do this. But then life doesn't work out always 100% with how you want it to. It may take you down another path that you never thought. I never thought that I'd be so heavily induced in this meal prep company and make this my thing. You know what I mean?
How would you ever think about going from full-time tradie, part-time meals to now full-time meals?
Yeah, literally.
And your whole life's just flipped around in like a year. It's fucking insane.
It's intense. It's because like I don't personally know anyone that does meal prepping.
Neither do I.
And I don't know who to call for like advice, because you just go with it.
I know a lot of people that will just go to U-Foods.
Yeah, 100%.
Or Muscle Meals off the bat.
And the thing is, you don't always have to have your life planned out. You don't always have to know what it is or how it's going to work out. You just have to set your intention and just go with it.
Correct.
Because, bro, I do not know fucking anyone that I can talk to about food. You know, being 22 years old, I actually started when I was like, last year, 21? Being 21, bro, who can I say, hey, man, what machine do I use to seal the fucking food? What days do you cook?
Yeah, because it's a lot, right?
What days do you cook?
Yeah.
What insurances do you need? How do I register a business? Okay, how do I make an account? How do I do this? You have to find all your suppliers. You have to work out, okay, now I need nutritionist labels. Where do I get them from? How do I design them? Okay, I need
how do you know
allergens.
your ratios?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, there's because food is very delicate, right? It's it's obviously food.
Yes.
It's such a delicate, fragile motherfucker. And if you get it wrong, it can burn the fuck out of you, right?
The thing is, the best part is, bro, because there's so much to do in that business, I was passionate about it, bro. I'm like, I got to tick that box, because it came to a state in my life where it's like, all right, I've tried certain things.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do this and do it properly. All right, I need labels. Okay, I'm going to find how to do it. Research. Design it, do it. And you know what I mean? And you keep ticking the boxes, keep ticking the boxes. Then eventually you look back and go, fuck, like, I've come this far because I've actually done the work. You know what I mean?
Bro,
but you get so consumed by it, you love it. Once you're passionate about it, doesn't matter the time, doesn't matter if you're tired, doesn't matter if you're hungry, doesn't matter. You don't feel anything. You feel fucking tunnel vision. No one can affect you. No one can say nothing to you. It's you and the task, and that is it. And I feel like once every young person in their life not even young, bro, even if you're older and you're watching this, any person in their life, once they get that, go with it and listen to your heart and just fucking have faith and hammer it. Because when you hammer it, you're doing the work. All right, but then your faith has to come in. It's like, okay, it's going to align itself. The opportunity is going to present itself.
Yeah.
But it's like you're also doing the work. So as long as you keep doing the work, it's going to come. It's a matter of patience. And that's what it comes down to, bro.
Man, this is very inspiring, because like, you just think the way you're looking at it and the way you're tackling it, you're not letting anything stop you. You're not letting anything get in your way.
Why would you?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Why would you?
Because it's like, man,
you're going to manifest that.
Because you started this last year, right? In a pandemic, right? You started a food business in a pandemic, right? That's the first obstacle.
I forgot about that.
Probably didn't even think about it. I was just about to say, like, that was, and a lot of people during the pandemic, let the pandemic dictate their life.
Yes.
A lot of us couldn't even avoid that. It was just the way it was in our state and in our country.
Yep.
You were able to overlook what was going on.
Can I be honest with you? Yeah. During that time of how affected I was, so I knew that this was a vital shift in my life. I knew that, okay, this is a stepping stone into becoming who I truly want to become.
Yep.
And once I started hearing about the pandemic and all these other things going on, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not letting this stop me. Yeah. And I was just that tunnel vision, and I'm just like, nah, bro, I'm fucking doing this, bro, because I don't want to have to be consumed by all these other things. Like, this is vital for me. I've waited my whole life for this type of feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going with it. I'm not listening. So then I just attacked it, bro. And I remember, listen, like, this isn't probably one of my proudest things, but at the same time, bro, this is me keeping it real. And this is what I had to go through to get where I am. All right, bro. After I finished my job, I remember I'll tell you how I transitioned into actually getting into Maverick Meals. So it was one of my last days doing building.
Yeah.
I got pulled over driving. I was suspended. I got pulled over driving, suspended, and then I said, that's it, you're going to be disqualified. So then I had to say, all right, well, I'll just use this now. There's no point in me going back to work. Well, I have to get a lift from one of the workers every day. It's like, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
This is it. I have to kind of go with it.
Yeah.
And so that's when I fully took on the Maverick Meals, and it's like, all right, how am I going to deliver? And then I'm like, nah, bro, it's fine. I got this. I go, where there's a will, there is a way. And I have to get through this regardless of what barrier there is, even if that includes being legal. So then I started driving my car. My car was unregistered, and I had no license at the time. And it was very risky what I was doing, but I was that dedicated to make it happen that I had to go drop off and give these meals out to people, because I just quit my job. I just left my job. I had no source of income. And then I knew that this was it. I had to give this my all. And why would I stay home and limit myself and then have no money and just set myself back? You know what I mean? I had to stay on top of it, bro. I had to get shit going. So, bro, we had restrictions going on and we weren't allowed to leave at night. Bro, I was driving on the roads unlicensed, fucking delivering these meals because I needed to get it done, bro. I had to go through that stage in my life. And I'm like, bro, I don't care, because I've never had a passion for something like this before. And when I just said, bro, I know it's the wrong thing, but deep down I feel it true in my heart, and I have to make sure that this works. And I trusted that nothing bad would ever come from it, and it all allowed itself to happen. But it was necessary, bro, because that's just how much you have to want something. You know what I mean? Bro, I wanted it so bad, because once you fuck up in your life, bro, it's like you don't want to go back to being that person, bro. And you don't want to be that disappointment. You don't want to constantly just recreate this thing in your life, bro. Like, enough is enough. And it's time to fucking take control, and it's time to just level up in yourself. And I remember 2021, last year, the moment I started my business, I was going around and I was saying, because one of my mates G'd me up on it, he goes, this is the year of legendary level ups. And in my head, I'm like, the year of legendary level ups. I'm like, fucking oath, yeah. I used to call up all the boys every morning. Yeah, boys, just a reminder, bro. It's the year of legendary level ups, bro. You'd have to call each other up, G each other up. It was the best thing. I built this thing on you, where it's like calling out. It's like, all right, boys, just wish you all a good day, bro. It's going to be a successful day. Let's get it. Let's take it fucking head on. You know what I mean? Starting your day in the highest possible energy, bro. Just fucking, and shifting that upon others. You're creating this social circle of people who thrive off one another. And it's the most powerful thing ever. And that's why when I speak to these young kids that I go meet in the gyms and stuff, I'm trying to just show them by example that this is how you should be, and this is the type of network that you should have, and this is the influence you should have on other people, because you feel comfortable with one another. You're creating this generation of solid boys, bro, who are comfortable with each other, who are comfortable with speaking out, who are comfortable with, like, you know, being in touch and in tune with themselves, and to see that this is the new normal. This is the hard cunt. Yeah, I mean, we're taught that being a hard cunt is fucking getting tatted up, taking drugs, banging this chick, doing that, going to this restaurant. Like, nah, bro, that's all a fucking illusion. Let me show you what the real hard cunt is. If you're able to heal yourself from past traumas, if you're able to unlock these core limiting beliefs, if you're able to accept the good in life and have faith that your hard work will pay off, if you put your mind to something, that is the most powerful thing. Because then you look at your circle, you look at who you're around. Once you see who you're around, you know what environment you're in. You look at it around and you see, you know, your circle's full of, like, you know, potheads or something, and they have no fucking ambition in life, and they're just stealing and doing dumb shit, and you're just like, what am I hanging around with? Why am I investing my energy in this? I deserve more. I value more in life. And then you just, bro, you just start to shift from certain people. You start to allow new people into your life. And once you understand you got fucking mad, new, solid guys, you can create whatever environment you want. You then inspire each other. You call each other up. You hold each other accountable. All right, boys, we're going to go train chest today. Yalla, do you want to lift? No, I'll meet you there. You know, you build this bond of growth.
That's
and
good,
it's
man.
so powerful, man.
Even back to those younger boys, what you're doing is you're almost instilling what you've experienced with your cousin and your mate from the bakery with these boys.
That's what it is.
You know, you're passing down what you have been able to be very blessed to have experienced and be able to learn and share. Because, bro, it doesn't happen to everyone. Not everyone can have that wake-up moment and be able to realize what's happening in their life. Take control, stop, reflect, twist up, change it up, and then go down that direction
100%.
And give what you love everything you've got and not let anything get in the way.
100%.
Bro,
That's
man, this has been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. But for just a last little plug for your Maverick Meals. So Maverick Meals, maverickmeals.com.au website.
Yeah,
you're obviously on Instagram, all over the socials.
All on socials, yeah.
Bro, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Nick, thank you very much.
Chat, bro.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right, guys. See you.
Peace and love.